गुड इवनिंग फ्रेंड्स, स्वागत है आप सभी का डीएस क्लासेस में। मेरा नाम है दिव्यांश श्रीवास्तव। अगर आप मेरे चैनल पर नए हैं तो प्लीज हिट द बेल आइकन एंड सब्सक्राइब एज वेल। तो आज का टॉपिक है हमारा, आज हम क्या करेंगे, हम अज्योर में आज टू वीएम्स बनाना सीखेंगे कि दो वीएम्स के बीच में जो है कम्युनिकेशन कैसे होता है। वी क्रिएटेड टू वीएम्स एंड वी एग्जीक्यूट द पिंग कमांड एज वेल। पिंग स्टैंड्स फॉर PING, पिंग। तो एज पर वीडियो फर्स्ट, those who are seeing this video directly, please see my first two videos, episode 1 and episode 2, because they are in a series. If you directly see episode 3, you won't able to understand what is the concept and what are we doing. So suppose, first of all, we have to create a VNet. VNet stands for virtual network. That is virtual network. Search in the search bar, go to the Azure portal and search in the search bar virtual network. We need a virtual network. Two VMs should be connected to same virtual network to communicate to each other. Okay. So first of all, we create a virtual network. We selected virtual machine. We need virtual network, not virtual machine, because virtual machine are the second options. First of all, we create virtual networks. You guys can also go to the chat GPT and all how to create a virtual network. Okay, see this. We have created a virtual machine previously in the episode 1. That's why that is a default VNet. If you are not creating a virtual network, Azure by default, when you created a VM by default, it will create a virtual network as well. So suppose you can see the click on create option. Go to the create option. Sometimes it took some time, 1 or 2 minutes or 10, 8 to 10 seconds to proceed further. So don't be impatient and keep sharing my channel with your tech friends, your techies, professors who are currently in college, with your friends who want to learn the cloud computing. See, now we are ready to create it. This is our resource group. Resource group is just like a container who generally stores our resources. Our resources, what are our resources? Our VMs, our virtual networks, our storage. These are our resources. So my resource group name is Dev. You can create your a new as well. My subscription name is Trial because I'm using a free trial of Azure. My virtual network name. I gave my virtual network name is Divyansh, or we give DS classes V hyphen net, and we select the region Australia East. There are multiple regions. You can select anyone, but make sure the region you have selected by making a virtual network during a virtual network creation. You selected a region. Your virtual machine region will be same. जिस रीजन में आपने वर्चुअल नेटवर्क बनाया है उसी रीजन में आपकी वर्चुअल मशीन होनी चाहिए दोनों ड्यूरिंग द क्रिएशन, तभी इस वीनेट को ऐड करने का ऑप्शन आएगा। अगर आपकी वर्चुअल मशीन दूसरे रीजन में और आपका वीनेट दूसरे रीजन में तो ड्यूरिंग द क्रिएशन ऑफ वर्चुअल मशीन आपका जो वीनेट है वो ऑप्शन, ये जो वीनेट है वो उस ऑप्शन में नहीं आएगा। दैट इज अ रीजन। नाउ वी प्रोसीड फर्दर। नेक्स्ट ऑप्शन, टेक एवरीथिंग बाय डिफॉल्ट। नाउ नेक्स्ट ऑप्शन। Okay, this is our next option is we give by default it is giving a 10 series, means class A. It is giving a class A to us. So let's take it. Not class A. It gives a 10 series around 65,000 IPs slash 16. We can make it slash 16 is okay for us by default. Okay, 65,000 IPs. You can get between 10.0.0.0 to 10.0.0.255 around. This is a default 256 IP addresses. If you need 16, you can need the 16 as well. Default range is /24, which is given by us. which is by default is given. So let's proceed further. Nothing to change. You can give if you want according to the IP address and subnetting we discussed further. Now for the default setting. Come on next. You can add the tag as well that you are the owner of that virtual network. Who is the owner? Owner is WNER. Owner will be Divyansh or DS classes. Okay, for all the resources. Okay, click on next. Running the validation. The validation is still in running phase. Now our virtual network is about to get created. Wait for some time. In your system, maybe it takes 1 minute or 2 minutes, but not more than that. Okay, subnetting deployment, everything is going to be done. Okay, let's deployment is in progress. Azure is far more simpler than AWS. AWS is quite difficult or quite complex for the beginners, but but Azure is quite simple. And to create Azure, you just need 2 rupees and a debit card. Debit card must be Visa and Master, not a rupee and all. It will not work. See, our DS classes VNet is successfully created. Now what we can do? Now we go move to the second step. What is the second step? What is the second step? Second step is let's move further to create a virtual machine. And I asked before what is 10.0.0? I said class B. So that is a question for you guys. Which is this? Which is the IP address is that class A or class B? 10.0.0.0 is class A by default. There were 5 classes A, B, C, D, and E. Okay, so 10.0.0 is class A, which is given by us by default by the Azure 10.0.0.0 to 10.0.0.255. Okay, that is slash 24, which is given to us, and you can get anyone whatever you want. So let's move further. We created a virtual machine. In the virtual machine, let's create it. You can create from here as well and from the here as well. So don't be confused. Selected a first option, create a virtual machine. Now we have created 2 virtual machines in the same region and connected with the same virtual network as well, which we have created just now. Okay, it took some time. Till then, keep sharing. Okay, continuously keep sharing. And this is a video for the beginners who want to learn the cloud computing. And this method is far better than Hyper-V or VMware Workstation, okay? Because from there you have to download the image, then you have to deploy it. That is a very hectic procedure. Sometimes because of a laptop's memory, it won't be run. There were multiple factors you have to deal with. Virtual machine name is, suppose we take server one. We make 2 virtual machines. One is Windows Server and one is Windows normal Windows, which we are using Windows 10. Okay, for a client. Let's make server and client and attach to the same network. And it is Australia, right? We take AUS Australia East Pacific in our VM, in our virtual network. Sorry, VN, not VM. We are creating a VM. Everything is by default. Nothing to change. Give the name. Select the same region as your virtual network have. Australia East. This is Asia Pacific Australia. Why it is not selecting here? Asia Pacific Australia East. Image we have to select. Let's select an image that is data center one. Azure Server 2022, that is the latest. How many images in the Azure we have? We have in the Azure more than 608 operating systems. It is a big number, right? For the beginners. Nothing to change. Make it 2 CPUs, 8 GB memory. That is your per month cost in rupees. Okay. And after that, let's select your username. Username is my server. Default password I'm giving. As per you, you can give in the password whatever you want. The procedure is same as video 1, which we have discussed in the episode 1. Now move further the inbound ports, public inbound ports, and select inbound ports. Public inbound ports are these are the protocols HTTP, HTTP, SSH, RDP. We are using RDP. You can select all, but by default we are selecting only one. This is a default. Nothing to change. RDP stands for Remote Desktop Protocol, through which we are able to access our virtual machine from our laptop by after the creation. So this is all. We have loaded the image. We have selected same. We have selected the same region which we have selected during the creation of our virtual network. Now proceed further in the disk. Nothing to change in the disk. Proceed further in the networking. Yes, in the networking tab, we have a update. We don't want a default one. We have to change the virtual network. Okay. See, it is by default is changed. Selected because in that region, in the region Australia, Asia Pacific, Australia East, by default there is only one VNet, which is this. Okay, and what is our resource group name? Inside that resource group, this is only one VNet. Okay, and this is your subnet value, which we have around 256 IPs. We have right, correct, because it is /24. Around 256 IPs we have. Nothing to change. Just go back and select review and create. Nothing to change on any other tabs. Nothing to change in management, monitoring, advanced, and tags. We can also add a tag afterwards. Okay. So just select review and create. Our first VM is created, which is what? This is our server VM. And this is our server VM. And what is the cost per hour of this server VM? The per hour cost of server VM is 18 rupees per hour. Not 1800, not 180. It is 18 rupees. Just peanuts for our students. It is much higher here. In 2 rupees, you have created a Azure account and you can use it for around 30 days, around a month. And you can deploy the virtual machines, you can monitor, you can make the firewall, you can make the DNS, you can make most of the services. Okay, deployment is done, deployment is in progress. You wait for time and as it is become successful, as it is successful, the deployment is successful, we proceed further to make a second VM, which is our client VM. Okay, correct. And I'm damn sure if we follow this same process in Hyper-V, it is very hectic. First of all, you have to clear the memory. You have space in your laptop, only then you are able to create that VM. So to make in Azure, it is far better. As the deployment is in still going on, let's create a second VM. Same process. Go to the virtual machine tab, select create Azure virtual machine. See, it is in creating state. Let's create another virtual machine. In another virtual machine, just came down, scroll down, see deployment is successful or VM is created. After that, go to the resource group, select the resource group is there. Now select the virtual machine name what I gave virtual machine name that is client virtual machine. Then I select the region. After that, everything is by default here. Only select Windows, right? These are the Linux operating system images. Those who are interested in cybersecurity or in Linux operating, you can deploy this as well. We select Windows 10 Pro. You can also select 11 Pro and 10 Pro. That is your choice. Windows 10 Pro. Okay. Services are already applied. These are free. Generation 2. And let's select same as you can select a 1 GB also. That is your choice. Because in client. And let's select username. We have give client and password. We have given the password as well. And after the password, same process by default. Just check this box. I've confirmed I have legal Windows 11 license with the multi-tenant. This is only our option, okay? Don't worry. Any nothing happen. Just move next. Same as in networking tab. This is by default come. It come by default because we selected the same region of what? Of our VNet. Okay. Our VNet region and virtual machine region is same. That's why it's come by default. If we have two VNets in the same region, you can get a option through which you want to connect. So this is by default. So select review and create nothing to change in any other tabs. Our second virtual machine are about to get deployed. Validation is passed successfully. Just create a virtual machine and its price is 6 rupees per hour. That is its price. If you make your virtual machine on or it is in a running state, you will be charged 6 rupees per hour. And by default, how many credits we get in our Azure portal? Around 16,000 credits, around $200. In 2 rupees, you get $200, so that is a good choice, correct? So our virtual machines are about to get deployed, the second one also. So let's move further. Go to the virtual machine. It is about to get deployed. Every information is stored in our resource group. The resource group name is there. The subscription name, start time and end time, you get everything. Till then, move to the virtual machine of server 2. In this, we get every information. See, our public IP address, our information of the size of the virtual machine, to which virtual network it is connected, DNS is configured or not. We have not configured the DNS, then that's why it is not showing. Time we created a virtual machine, our name, ready, agent, all the information you got. Private IP address which is allotted to our virtual machine. From that range, we have selected in the VNet, right? So this is everything we get to know. So let's download our RDP file. Download the RDP file. RDP file is downloaded. Till then, uh, the deployment is still going on. Let's wait for a minute because without this we won't able to communicate. Okay, the deployment is done. Just go to the resource. Same procedure. Connect your VM. Download the RDP file of that VM. Now we have both RDP files. Just we have select go to the downloads tab of your machine. You can select server 1 and client. Okay, server 2 and client RDP files. First we start the server, just connect on it. It will ask you your password. Give the password. After giving the password, click yes. Okay, and your VM is about to get started. Yo, see, your VM is started successfully, right? So let it be start. Same as we have to do with the client. Connect, give the password. And remember the password, guys. Okay, if you won't able to remember the password, your VNode will not run. You have to create it another VM with the all the same procedure which I have told just now. Correct? Okay, this is our client machine, right? Easy, easy, right? Okay, we have client and we have server. So this is a server manager. It comes by default whenever you start the VMs. Okay, nothing to worry about this. Just minimize this and just client. Let's wait for a client. Until then, I will show you the IP address which is allotted to our server. Just go to the CMD IP config. This is our name of our IP address of our this machine and which version we are using. We are using Windows Server 2022. Okay, so let's 0.0.4. Server is allotted 0.0.4 and the client is allotted which one? Let's see what the client is allotted because I didn't see that IP address from that range. It is allotted to which particular IP address of that VNet. Let's see. Wait for some time. Until then, it will start the operating system of that virtual machine. Okay, you guys can see this is our VM2, which is client. Let's select IP config. it is 10.0.0.5 and the default gateway is 0.0.1. Now let's try to ping the server. The server, you in Azure we can also use the virtual machine name. So what is a virtual machine name? Our server virtual machine name. What is the name of our server virtual machine? That is server 2, right? So if they are in same network, you can ping them by the name. See, it is trying to ping timeout. Sometimes it depends. Sometimes you provide the virtual machine name, and sometimes you can try from the same 10.0.0.4. Let's try from the another VM. Let's try from the server. Let's, we are able to communicate or not. Ping server hyphen ping client client client. If you won't able to communicate, there is a way we can communicate to the VM as well. So don't worry about that. We show you in this video also how to communicate with the VM. So just select, come here, just select Windows, go to the settings. Inside the settings, we have a network option. In the network option, network and internet, there's a Ethernet option. In the Ethernet option, there is advanced sharing settings. Okay, just enter into that and turn on the discovery of the networks. Do with same with your another VM, that is client VM. Go to the settings, go to the network with the same tab which we have done. There is a small troubleshooting which we are doing. Go to the change adapter sharing options and make this turn on also. Okay, when you did that, now try. See, now we are able to ping. Correct? Successful. First of all with the name and second, now with the IP address. This is also working. So that is a way. This is a final step how to communicate with the two VMs with a troubleshooting method. Now ping client. It is replying. Happy? So this is a troubleshoot option, students. So this is a final step. We are able to communicate to the client. Client is able to communicate with the server. So that's it for today, guys. Keep sharing, keep applying concepts, keep learning, and keep hit the bell icon and keep sharing my channel with your professors, with your tech leads, with your friends who are about want to learn the cloud computing, make their career in Azure, who are preparing for the basic knowledge and advanced certification of the Azure AZ900, etc., etc., etc. So we will meet you back in the next video. Please keep sharing, keep learning, keep subscribing. Thank you very much. Goodbye. And make sure after